My name is Joe Parker. I'm Vice President of the Bird Rock Community Council. I'm happy to share with you one of our new projects called 5 Minutes of Bird Rock. I'm a longtime resident of La Jolla. I'm the youngest of 8 children. My family moved here in 1968. My dad taught piano here in La Jolla for a good 30 years. My connection to the community growing up was that La Jolla was in a constant state of evolution. There were many streets and areas you could go down that looked exactly the same as it did 50 years ago. So watching history, getting to know history, and watching the evolution of that became something that dovetailed into support of the community. And our project, 5 Minutes of Bird Rock, is intended to give our residents, business owners, and other participants a sneak peek of what Bird Rock looked like starting from the early 1800s and moving forward. And we also like to make comparisons, what it looked like yesterday, what it still looks like today. You'll find in some situations things are completely different, others quite the same. I think it's important because you have many people here that are very proud of the rich, eclectic, but effective attitude of people that live here in terms of preserving their way of life and being proud of how we got there. By the same token, we have a lot of new families in this neighborhood who I think really enjoy getting to know what this community is about today and how we got there. So let's take a look back. So let me show you some old school photos of Bird Rock. You'll see this aerial shot of largely undeveloped portions of Bird Rock north of Pacific Beach, stretching down to Mission Bay. A good portion of this area was farming land, and that's why you see many fruit trees in the neighborhoods. Today, you can see what Bird Rock looks like today. It's substantially different. Here's a couple more slides showing the development that's occurred during that time. A lot of Bird Rock has old school homes. Here's a home from 1948. And you can see the picture of the new home that's in its place. A lot of changes there. One of my favorites is the comparison of Bird Rock property prices. Starting in 1920, you could purchase a home for somewhere in the low range of $750 to $1,250. Today, by anyone's reasonable estimates, those prices are more in the range of anywhere from $2.4 million to $3.8 million. Moving on, many iconic places in Bird Rock still exist today. Everyone's familiar with the apartments at the end of La Jolla. Here's an old school shot, courtesy of Don Schmidt, showing what it looked like in the early days following its construction and what it looked like today. Many things have changed, many things have not changed. It's really a great piece of history. One of my favorites is an old school photo from 1948 of a local resident and a son with a lobster that is probably 3 feet long, and it is huge. Of course, there is no today photo to show you because we have a reserve off of Bird Rock. I am happy to report that the lobster continue to flourish, and they are getting bigger since that reserve was put into place. Next photo here is of La Jolla Boulevard. Again, these are the early stages of La Jolla Boulevard. Note that a lot of the community and character of how the boulevard looks today is largely the same in these old school photos. That's what makes our neighborhood and business district quite unique. Many buildings here that still exist today, they're actually the same buildings. They haven't changed much other than maybe some tenant improvements. Many of these shots, Bird Rock Surf, an old fish house, many other uses, I think you'll find those comparisons quite entertaining. Here's another photo of a local family, the Yamashita family. They were farmers that came to Bird Rock before World War II. Most of the farming specialists in this neighborhood during that time were Japanese truck farmers who first went to Santa Anita to perform work. Unfortunately, many of them made their way into the internment camp in the wake of World War II or internment camps, and a lot of those families did not return to Bird Rock, but they indeed have a rich history of contributing to the many agricultural developments that were the early earmarks of our community. The presentation you just saw is one of many that you will see at our upcoming community meetings. It'll also be published in the newsletter and at various other events that we support. I encourage the community to get involved. If you have photographs, a story to tell, or something that you think is interesting and important that you'd like to share about the history of Bird Rock, please contact me at jparker@parkerlegalgrp.com. Thanks for your support.